Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for February 21st to the 28th, 2025. I invite you to close your eyes and let's set the tone for this week's reading. Taking 3 nice deep breaths together to get our energy into sync across time and space. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only anchoring you and allowing you to be fully here now, but it is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here once again to do this reading of the week for February 21st to the 28th, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd now like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of insight, of peace, of transformation, of healing. Whatever is uppermost in us may be held here in a good way today. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Wherever you are in time and space, you are part of this circle of light. And anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, Creator, this week of February 21st to the 28th, 2025, what do we need to know for our good and the good of anyone whose life we touch, so that we can be at our best? Okay, let's get started. Okay, we begin with the recent past. Well, our card is back, our Force card. So here we go, once again, this amazing energy of the Force card, the pruning card. What do we need to know in our lives? How do we need to be? Well, again, this information from our past, which is relevant into our present, going into our future, is this card of pruning. This really is a time of getting rid of the things that no longer serve us and focusing on keeping our tree of life clean and clear, well pruned, well tuned, and removing anything extraneous that distracts us from where we need to be or how we need to be. So this card is sitting, as I said, in the recent past. Its influence is important in our present and going forward. So continuing, we had this last week. I think we even had the week before. This information, this idea of lean. I don't want to say mean because that's not what I want to encourage, but you get the idea. It's clean and clear, simple, direct. Aces are the beginnings of their suit. This is a fresh start on the level of our ability to think and act. And we get that way because we make room. We clean things up. We get rid of stuff. We say no to things that are not aligned with our lives right now. We come home to ourselves. We make new decisions, and we clean up our lives as a result. We prune that beautiful tree of life, all the dead, diseased, and crossing branches, so that light and air can circulate. That's all that beautiful symbolism of this card. And now into our present, the Tower. So, not entirely surprising that we have this card of the Tower, as it just feels sometimes like things are really going, aren't they? And like Pam Gregory likes to talk about, you can't have a kitchen renovation without ripping out the old one. And it sure feels sometimes like we're in the removal of the old kitchen. So this energy of the tower is in our present. The tower is struck by the lightning of truth and is brought to its foundations. And from when the rubble is cleared, from those clean and clear foundations, the tower is built again, but this time from a place of clarity, of congruence, of alignment. No longer is it about a tower that's built to impress somebody else. This is a tower that's built because it is authentic and true and beautiful and aligned. That's where we're standing as humanity. That's where we are personally and collectively, is this energy of how do we... Does that help the glare? Hang on. It's too bright, maybe. Sorry. Ooh, I'm really doing a number. Apologies. Take it down a bit. Anyway, okay, I give up. So the tower, this energy of the tower in the present. So things that are out of integrity, things that are no longer serving us are falling away. And we've been living this for some time. It's continuing. This card is reminding us we've got to stay clean and clear, because as we're rebuilding, we need to do it well. We need to be clear about what is important to us. What do we value? Where are we most congruent? Because that is the future we want to build. We don't want to have a kitchen full of bells and whistles that aren't relevant to our cooking style and how we do our kitchen stuff. We need to have a kitchen that works for us, that is authentic to who we are. So this energy of the tower, again, major arcana, and it can feel discombobulating, but it's also incredibly liberating to have a time of clearing out the old so that we can create the new. We've sort of been stuck for a long time as humanity. We've been held back in various ways. You know, we don't have to get into the story of that. But it's time for humanity to move forward. And we've hit sort of that critical point. It's time for us to push through. And that's what we're living in right now. There's this incredible upheaval all around. There's things going on. We're not sure if it's good. Is it bad? We're not sure. Lots of people have opinions about it. But when we come back to our own lives, what do we want our lives to be like? What is the future that we want to create? That's really important. I personally would love a future of more beauty and kindness and harmony. Harmony within humanity, harmony with the other species we share the planet with, respect and honoring of the beauty of the planet and care for the planet, our beautiful home. I'd like to see more creative expression from people. I'd like to see us liberated from survival into thrival. What does that look like? I don't know, but we're going to find out. That's where we are right now. And it is exciting. So if you're feeling a little freaked out by the tearing out of the old, I encourage you to find the enthusiasm somewhere. The freedom, the change, the liberation, the release of what was. Change is difficult, especially when we don't exactly know what we're moving towards. But if we dream what we want to move towards, then we can pull it in. And I think that's what we need to remember as humanity. We've got to clean it up to what is essential, to what is important, so that we can build that going forward. The near future card, we have the card of generosity. 6 of Pentacles, lovely energy of, how do we want this earthly existence to go? And when we share our gifts and our abilities in beautiful ways, they come back to us multiplied. That is the nature of life, the universe, and everything. That's how the energy flows. When we give generously and freely and openly, then life can flow back to us. So this is what we're moving towards. But we have to stay congruent here. We can't be draining ourselves. We have to keep our cup full. We have to be generous with us first. Then we have enough to share with others. So it's that lovely face mask on the plane thing. You put your own mask on first, then you can help the person next to you, because we're no good to anyone if our cup is empty, if we're drained, if we're tapped out. It's interesting. So if we keep it clean and clear and light, and we take care of ourselves, and we come back to what is important, and we clean it up, then we can move forward into this generous state of activity, of creating, of coming together, of making things different. And that is, a future that is beautiful on all levels, but especially on the human level. We're in these beautiful bodies. We want it to be good. And this card is reminding us it can be phenomenal. What do we want? And we need to dream that a little bit more. I think we're all distracted by the shenanigans that are going on. Do we have the vision? What is the vision that we're moving towards? And it's important for us to be clear about that. We have a technological future that is plowing ahead, and we have a human future or a natural future that is also going forward. And technology can be a powerful tool for humanity. No kidding. Or could we be dominated by technology? That could potentially happen too. So what do we want? We are the ones in the driver's seat of creation here. We get to choose. So the clearer we are, the better we can make, better decisions we can make. Foundation card. This is the Justice card, the middle card of the major arcana, in the position of why we're having this reading. So Justice is the karma card. As we sow, so shall we reap. As we interact with life is what we will get back. So karma is a dance. It's not a passive thing. We're here to live life, to do life, to be ourselves, to do our dance and our engagement with the world. That's what we're here to do. And this card is about things coming around in the way, the results of our efforts, the results of the energy that is going out is going to come back to us amplified. So, what do we need to understand about this? Well, how are we being? Who are we being? Are we being the people we want to be, that we want to see in the future? Are we being the ones who are calling the good things towards us? Are we matching the energy of this lovely Justice card? Are we creating, through our choices and our decisions and our steps in every moment, the beautiful future we know is possible? Because we are creating it. This card is reminding us. So we can be passive and sit around and not do anything. What I think is very interesting, of course, is we're being poked and prodded no longer to be so complacent. There are interesting individuals on the planet poking us where it's sensitive. And as a result, we're kind of getting our backs up and saying, well, wait a second, I'm not into that. I don't think so. Who are you to tell me that? And I think it's interesting to see the responsiveness as a result of this poking and prodding by this trickster, coyote quality energy, if I can call it that. From what I understand about certain First Nations traditions, there is this coyote energy, which is playful, and it's not what we think it is. And if we take life too seriously, we kind of miss the point. And I feel like that's what we're undergoing right now, is humanity is being poked and prodded, and we're being asked, what is important to you? Because if you don't rise up and claim it, something else is going to be put in place that you may not like. So rise up. Have your preferences. Express your preferences. Get into creating something magnificent here. And this is this quality of energy. If we don't do anything, we will get what we deserve. If we express ourselves and go towards what it is that we're called to, again, towards the enthusiasm. Where's the enthusiasm? What is inspiring? There are, as I said, all kinds of thoughts and ideas and projections in the world right now. If those don't inspire you, what does? Dream something different and share it, because we need inspiring dreams right now. And that will help us to create this beautiful, generous future. But important for us to remember why we're having the reading this week. We are creating the future. We have to take responsibility. So as the old is being demolished, we are active participants. What are we creating? What foundation are we laying for our future? Keeping it clean and clear. What's important? What's congruent? It's a sword. It's the mind. This is not about lots of feelings. This is about very practical. What kind of world do we want to grow into? Where do we want to raise our kids? What kinds of things are important to us? So that's our reading for this week. We can move into pulling the card to grow on. Just take a minute here to see if there's anything else that needs to come through. It has the possibility of being so beautiful. And I think we need to remember that. Humanity is phenomenal at creating beauty. We just have to look to those tremendous monuments from the past. People who were so devoted to what they loved and cared about and the beauty that they created as a result. We have that within us. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's part of who we are as humanity. And when we create with love and with devotion and passion, when we follow our yes, that's what we lean into. That's what we create. We have to be moving towards something that inspires us rather than running away from things that don't. And we have phenomenal contrast right now helping us to refine what we prefer so we can make a more beautiful world possible. Okay, from here, let's go to that card to grow on. So what do we need to know, Creator? What is most helpful for us to understand about this time? About this time of contrast, this time of tower energy, of the old being demolished, the new being generated, about generosity, about being our best and offering our best. What is it that would be most helpful to understand and grasp this reading today for our good and the good of everyone whose life we touch and are moving through the world in wonderful ways? What would be most helpful? And we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles. This is the suit of earth. It is the king. It is the masculine, masterful aspect of this element. So our card to grow on is this energy of the earth element. Once again, coming home to what is important. The earth element is everything that makes it amazing to be a human in a body. From good food, to good company, to family, to home, to nature, to beauty, to good tools. All those things that make it amazing to be human. That's what this card is about. But it's the masculine, as I said, aspect of it. So this is more practical. It's not so much a felt and intuited sort of a response. This is a have a plan, work the plan, go towards the plan. So this week, our card to grow on is stepping into our masterful, creative, earthing abilities. It's not a wand, so it's not really creative, generative in that kind of quality, but it is about how do we want it to be? What is important to us as humans? How do we want our earthly experience to go? And we need to be masterful about this. We need to be the king of the pentacles, of being the visionary who looks out into their dominion and says, okay, how do I want this to go? What's it going to look like? Who do I want there with me? How's it going to feel? How beautiful is it going to be? We're going to have this gorgeous experience. You think about the Taurians in your life, people who have the astrological sign of Taurus prominent in their charts. They tend to be people who love beauty, who love quality. They're very sophisticated and refined. They may be in all aspects of their lives or particular aspects of their lives, but they enjoy a really good tool or a really nice bottle of wine or a really beautiful environment or something really extraordinarily well crafted. That's that Taurian energy, and that's the earth element. Again, everything that makes it wonderful to be human and in these beautiful bodies at this time. So this week going forward, asking ourselves, what do we want that to look like? How, if I'm the one creating my reality, and I am, what do I want? What do I want my experience to be like? And getting clear about that, writing it down, creating a vision board, getting excited about this vision for the future. Because our personal excitement and vision nourishes our collective vision and excitement. It's very, very important. We underestimate, in fact, how important it is for us to stay lined up, congruent, happy, following our yes, and creating magnificently from that place. So, card to grow on, the King of Pentacles, practical, have a plan, dream it big, What do you love? What makes you happy to be human? What would you like to experience more of? What beauty would you like to see? What satisfying environments would you like to be in? What is satisfying, fulfilling, and beautiful to you? Where's that energy of generosity? What does it mean to you? Playing with all of that this week. And so, interesting cards. That is our card, our readings for this week. Interesting to think about, this world. What do we want? It's changing so quickly. We don't have to wait for somebody else to drive the bus of what it's going to be like. We can, in our own experience. And it may feel like it's just not manifesting. And, astrologically, there are reasons for that. Mars is just coming out of being, it's stationing direct, I believe is the word. It's been retrograde. So it may be that things haven't been feeling like they've been moving, but that's about to change. And so just realizing that this is a dynamic experience and everything is for us. And when we have times of slowing down, it's because maybe we need it to clarify what's necessary, or we're waiting for the cooperative components of life to line up for the next piece. So this interesting time that we're in, we're navigating it to the best of our ability. Stay light, stay clear, clean and clear. Ace of Swords. Remember that. We're just keeping it nimble, keeping it light, staying on point, focusing on the beauty, focusing on the beautiful lives we want to generate, focusing on all that good stuff, because that's nourishing our story for the future. We don't have to have it all figured out right now. Unlike when you have a kitchen renovation and you need to have the new kitchen cabinets and plumbing and everything sorted, we're in process. We're still deciding on the cabinets. We're deciding on the fixtures. We're deciding on the paint colors, etc. It's okay for us not to have it all figured out. And it's more the feeling of where we want to go that is important, rather than the color and the number of cupboards and where you're going to get those fixtures. Those details are not as important as the bigger gestures, the feeling of what it is that we want. So I wish you a beautiful week of feeling into what would that beautiful life you want to create look like. And, if it helps, because it feels sometimes, I think in my own boat, it feels like I just don't know what the changes are going to be like. So how can I begin to create? And then I think, what if the world opens up in some deeply dramatic way? Like we realize we're not alone in the universe. And all of a sudden we have contact with life from other places. And I'm not talking about contact that's warlike or strife ridden or whatever, because I like to think that life from other places that is traveling the universe is going to be a lot more sophisticated and not quite so juvenile in their responses. And what would that feel like? All of a sudden to have an opportunity to have one's field of experience expanded that far beyond the planet Earth. And that excites me. Maybe it'll freak the poop out of you, and I don't mean to freak you out, but just thinking about what could it be like? What would be inspiring? What would be exciting? I mean, we live on a pretty incredible planet, and there's a lot of beauty here to still be discovered. And wouldn't it be amazing to have insights and support and broader perspective to help humanity to build this next piece in a good way? And I'm not saying that we can't do it ourselves, because I do believe we are doing it ourselves. And it's just more that fresh insight and how delightful that would be. Who knows where it'll come from? Lots of amazing channels on this planet. Lots of good stuff coming. We just have to keep doing our best every day. And with that, I invite you to close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and we're going to wrap up this reading. Coming back to yourself with the breath. That lovely sacred breath. It's ours whenever we need it. Helping us to disengage from what no longer serves and just come home to our bodies. Disengage from our minds that wander around the universe and get all excited about this, that, and the other thing, but aren't necessarily very grounded. And come back to the body where the compass is. We know our yes, we know our no when we're home in our bodies, and our breath helps us do that. So play with your breath this week as the King of Pentacles coming back to the body, to the wisdom of the human experience, the lived experience, the embodied experience, the sensory experience. Come back to this place right here, right now, because we know a whole heck of a lot about what we want when we come home here to our bodies, our beautiful bodies, this beautiful incarnation we've chosen to occupy and experience this life through. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. I want to thank you for this opportunity to read for us this week, once again, this week of February 21st to the 28th, 2025. Help us to navigate these interesting times. Help us to stay on target with our enthusiasm, our highest enthusiasm, our yes. Help us to come home to our bodies, to our compass, so we know what we really want rather than having outside information tell us what we're looking for. So we co-create an authentic and congruent and magnificent experience for humanity and the rest of life on this planet going forward, where we expand into the broader, wiser part of us and bring that beautiful knowledge and discernment in to these bodies, into our human experience, and create something even more magnificent than humanity has done thus far, for our good and the good of all life on this planet, the good of the planet herself, and the good of future life, the world of our children and our children's children. May we do this well. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. This reading is at an end, and so it is. Thank you for coming and for being part of this reading and for adding your energy unto it. And I will look forward to seeing you next Friday. If you're looking for a reading just for you, the information is below this video, and you can probably find the link to, I believe I've got that set up. My website needs to be updated, but it's titania.ca, and there is a link there as well if you're looking to book a reading online. And with that, I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Focus on the good. Focus on what you love. Let's pull it in. Much love and light. Until next time.